Hey everyone, this is Paris. I am here with Danny, and
Hello.
we have some special guests here today from Stoic. As you can see, we are playing Towerborne, which is coming to Xbox in game preview on April 29th. So, Isaac, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Isaac Torres, and I am the lead combat designer and lead light designer of Towerborne.
Thank you so much for taking some time to. We're going to literally play Towerborne, and we're just going to walk through this right now. So, as some people may know, I've actually been playing Towerborne since it was on Steam early access, and now it's been wiped, so I have to start all over again, which is fine. But I'm actually very excited that it's coming to Xbox, because I just think with it also being a part of Game Pass, it's just going to open it up to more people to actually jump in and start playing. So I know you lead combat, but can you kind of tell some people, Isaac, what is Towerborne? What can people expect on April 29th?
Yeah, absolutely. Towerborne is an action RPG. It's PvE, and it's 4 players. So basically, you are going out on quests, you're doing a whole bunch of different missions, and you're beating the hell out of a bunch of stuff with your friends. And, it's super fun. It's one of those kind of laid-back experiences where you can just kind of go to town on a bunch of enemies and have a great time.
Fantastic. So I assume we're actually going to leave the tower and go out into the world and check out some of this combat.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll see the world map in just a moment that is quite expanded. So with the way the game works, whoever the host is of the party, in this case it's me, you'll have access to everything that they have done in the game. In this case, you'll see all of the things that I have unlocked, which includes all the bosses and stuff like that.
And that's also what weapons too? And gear?
No. So that will be your own progress. And basically, when you see the world map, it's whoever the host is. But all of your normal progress of the game, whatever level you are with your class, that will be yours, and your progress will continue along that normal path.
Awesome.
So speaking on that, as far as the progress goes, because as we're playing right now, I'm already at level 11. Danny is at level 3. So when we jump into your world, essentially I would be repeating things that I've probably already experienced, and at whatever danger level you have it set at, correct?
Yeah, so you'll see for my map, I'm actually currently set at danger level 2. So everything is restricted to that danger level currently, and it's basically my progress, and you can help me get further along in my progress, or if we happen to have the same quests, we can do both of those quests and make progress at the same time. So it's kind of up to you, depending on how you want to play it. If you want to try to carry your friend, you can certainly do that, or you can just both, or all 3 people, all 4 people can kind of progress at the exact same time.
Okay, and let's talk about danger level for just a second so people will understand what that entails. So right now, I'm at danger level 3 that I've unlocked, and I've been trying to unlock danger level 4 and I keep failing, but What is danger level? How does that work? And I think you've already alluded to, when we're in these co-op experiences, even if one of your partners are not at that, have already unlocked that danger level, they'll be able to play at that level as well?
Yeah, that's correct. Chris, you want to hop in, introduce yourself too?
Sure. Yeah. I'm Chris. I'm the other lead game designer here. Mostly been focused on new features and balance type things.
Yeah. Do you mind going into the danger levels and what that means?
Sure. Yeah. The danger levels, the system, how that works is basically as you play through, you'll eventually in the map you see this red line that will denote how far you can go on the map, and it'll have a number on it, say 2, 3, 4, wherever you're at, and then we'll take you back to the tower where there'll be danger license trials that basically are challenges that are meant to prepare you for what's to come. So you jump in there. We have a curated fight in there to teach you new mechanics and things like that. When you complete that trial, it'll drop that wall, and then you can progress further in the map and take on new challenges and find new bosses and new exciting things on the map.
Now, Isaac, where are you, by the way? I'm like trying to look for you.
Oh, yeah, I am in the world map right now.
Oh, the world map. Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'll head towards the Belfry and find you all.
Awesome. Okay, I went back over there now. So.
All right, I'm jumping into the world as well. But to follow up on danger level and appreciate you explaining that, can you also talk about gear score as well, as far as how that entails to going into doing those danger license trials? Because like I was just saying right before you came in, Chris, I've actually been trying to unlock 4 and I keep failing, even though my gear score is actually higher than the recommended. So what are things that people will do in the world to improve their gear score?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So there's lots of elements to your gear score, right? Like it includes your actual class level, the gear you have equipped, the aspects you have equipped. There's basically everything that improves your character is factored into the gear score. So yeah, the way we have it set up is we have that recommended gear score on basically everything to be some kind of benchmark of like where you should be for that challenge. I think, like with any game, gear score, power, other games call it sometimes, there is a bit of nuance to it where it's showing you roughly where you are, but there are still some elements there where like you might want to look at your build. Like you could have for example, you could have a really high gear score, but be really indexing on damage and no defense, more the glass cannon type, and that might be really challenging. So like, in that sense, we want to encourage players to like, take a closer look at their build and see if where's the difficulty there, and like maybe you need to refine your build or lean more into defense for a specific type of challenge kind of thing.
Also, right now, Isaac, you just selected a mission for us to play now?
Yeah.
Awesome. So which one is this? Because I didn't look at the...
Yeah, this is Rock'n'Tog, and this will have a pretty tough enemy near the end of the fight for us to have some fun with.
Yeah, so I have level 2 and I believe difficulty, right? Paris is, you said 3? I'm in 2 still. Almost.
Well, we're in Isaac's group, so we're playing this. You said, Isaac, at danger level 2?
Danger level 2, right? Okay,
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I might be a little bit strong, so we'll see.
We got it.
And can we talk about some of the classes? Like I'm playing as a pyrocast right now, and then I know there's other classes as well. So what are some of the differentiating factors of the various classes in Towerborne?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are 4 classes for game preview. There's the Sentinel class, which is the sword and shield. That's what Danny is using right now. And then we have Pyro class, which is what you're using right now. And we have the Shadow Striker, which is kind of a rogue type of character. Has a bit of a ninja kind of element to them. And then we have Rockbreaker, which is the class I'm currently using, which is a very in-your-face fighter brawler type of class that has a lot of wrestling moves as well. So if you're a wrestling fan, you'll probably get a kick out of some of the moves that you see there. And yeah, every class has their own specialty. So the sword and shield sentinel class, there's a lot of defensive mechanics. It's kind of a master or a jack of all trades kind of thing, but not really a master of one particular thing. So it's a great starting class. And you can kind of, as you level up and you get more skills, you can start to cater the class into particular playstyles. So if you like to parry, for example, you can cater your class to being more parry-oriented or defensive-oriented or even offensive. It's kind of up to you and pick and choose how you want to go there. It's kind of an open door, basically, of opportunity. Pyroclast is a lot more of a heavy fighter. You'll see that they have a little bit of a mystic element to it where it can also shoot fire.
Yeah.
So it's a slower type of weapon, but it also, literally packs a punch. You'll see, burning status effects and things of that nature. It also has the ability to kind of tank hits as well. So you're still taking damage, but you're absorbing the hit, basically, and it allows you to kind of power through and not go into hit reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why it turned out to be like my favorite class to use. That's why I've been maining it while I've been playing here. And I love, and we kind of alluded to it already about the various builds, because as you get the different gear is going to have different perks that you're going to be able to accumulate. So I'm playing this more with a burn type build along with bleeding as well, over time, as I've been leveling up here, and it's been pretty effective. I like it, but I love the fact that you have so many customized effects that you're going to be able to do between the gear that you have, the weapons that you'll be able to accumulate as well. So it's been a lot of fun.
Parrot, yeah. Have you tried the one that I have, my class?
Yes, I've done all the classes, but like I was saying, the Pyro class has kind of just been my favorite so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they all have, very different play styles, and as you level them up, you can kind of formulate your own play style as well. The class skills system really allows you to change up the class in interesting ways. For Rockbreaker, which is the class I'm using right now, I'm doing a very classic charge punch. That's kind of like Paul Phoenix in Tekken. You punch them, they go flying. You can actually change that mechanic entirely. Once you level up, you'll get a new version of that move, which a new version in this game doesn't necessarily mean it's inherently better. It's different in some cases, and that difference may be something that appeals to your playstyle, or may unlock some new ideas in your head when you see it. You're like, ooh, I could do this with it. So it's not always about just power increase. Sometimes it's just about playstyle changes and things of that nature, which is really fun.
Yeah, this the reason why I really like this game reminds me a lot of the beat 'em up games from back like in the 90s, Streets of Rage, even during the early Xbox 360 was like Castle Crashers, right? That was another one too that was really cool. Yeah, so what was the inspirations from creating this, coming up with the idea for this game while working on it? Was there any games that stood out to you those days back then?
Yeah. I mean, there are references to a lot of the inspirations. I like to wear my inspirations on my sleeve, and you'll see a lot of that in this game, especially in the combat specifically. I'm referring to, the Rockbreaker class. I kind of already mentioned. There's a bit of a Tekken kind of vibe with some of the attacks. You'll see some Streets of Rage references. You'll see things that have kind of inspired us throughout the ages as we've grown up, the types of games that we like, whether that's Castle Crashers, whether that's Devil May Cry, Marvel vs. Capcom, Umbra, for example, are very heavily inspired by assists in tag-based fighting games. So it's one of those things where, in Marvel vs. Capcom, you pick your assist, and it gives you something new, right? Something that your character doesn't normally have. Umbra worked very similarly in this game as well. There's inspirations everywhere, and it's not just action games or beat 'em ups. Sometimes RPGs as well. You'll see, there's a little bit of like Final Fantasy 14 in this game as well in many ways, which is really fun. But really, it is just like it's a collaboration of ideas, but kind of in its own way. We've taken inspiration from games, but kind of wanted to have our own take on it.
That's really cool. And also for the console version, I know people have been asking if there's going to be local co-op in this too.
Yeah. There's couch co-op, up to 4 players, and each of the 4 players can progress in the game just as they normally would as if they weren't playing co-op. So yeah, you and your friend can have your own progression, go through the story in your own way, and have a lot of fun that way.
So who's this mini boss we have here? Who's this?
Yeah, this is the Rat/Bloodletter. This is a very infamous enemy in our current Steam early access.
Yes.
A lot of players have talked about this character.
Oh my god.
This is a tough one.
He is tough.
Yeah, he's the and when I've been trying to do the danger trial for 4, this is who it is. And then I keep running out of time. It's like I almost get him, and I run out of time.
Oh my God, he got me really
Yeah,
good right now.
that spin attack is brutal. You mentioned the Umbras before, and I know you did a little bit of an explanation of what it is, but can you kind of go in detail of what the Umbras are here in Towerborne?
Yeah. The Umbra are basic. Yeah, the Umbra are basically your way to amplify your character. They are what give you your power. They are what give you your ability to do cool things. So I'm using a new Umbra, actually, Coretta, and what this Umbra does is it sets up bee traps. And you can see I just set up a trap over here, and if the enemy goes into it, we can kite the enemy if we want to see it in action. But yeah, if you kite the enemy into it, they will explode and have a bunch of bees put onto their body, which is just one fun thing to do a damage over time for, right? It's like, for an enemy like this that is constantly moving, being able to constantly deal damage is really fun. Some of the Umbra, you'll see Danny is using Iska. That's like your basic projectile. You can throw that projectile. It's always good. It's always one of those long distance thing. Not every class has the ability to shoot a projectile. So this gives you that opportunity to do so. And then we have the one that Paris is using, which is McCracken. And what McCracken does is it gives you the ability to build your focus meters over time. And your focus meter is what gives you special moves, essentially. And, that is a very powerful tool when you need it, right? It's like you want to spam some special moves, you do that Umbra ability. And every Umbra, there's 11 of them that will be in for game preview, and there'll be more to come. Each of them have their own unique thing that the other doesn't have. So really, it's one of those things where as you progress through the game, you unlock these new Umbra, and you kind of unlock a new play style in many ways. There's one Umbra in particular that I like, which is Pox, and that one deals poison damage to everybody, but also you can do it in the air. You can also do it when you get knocked into the air. So if somebody hits you really hard in the air and you need to recover quickly, you can use this Umbra to quickly recover. So there's always a small little gameplay thing that's different about each of them that is just another piece of the puzzle to combat that's really fun to explore.
So yeah, it's meant to largely be part of your build too, where as Isaac was saying, it shapes the way you play, and if you're going for a poison build, like Pox poisons, so there's a lot of tie-ins there too.
So speaking of just about builds and how people are going to be able to customize, their characters as they go through the game. I hope I'm saying this right. Aspects, as far as being able to implement those into your gears and weapons, if you can talk about that. Did I say that correctly? Aspects?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I was like,
about aspects.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Yeah. Aspects is a big part of the build crafting. As you're playing through missions and you're getting gear, you're getting aspects. You'll see that aspects have perks on them. So they all have, like, gear as well has stats, and there's gear with gear set bonuses that are also different, more powerful perks. But yeah, all the aspects have perks and substats as well. So that's a big part of the build crafting in terms of not only just getting your stats, like your attack, your crit, defense where you want, but the perks on them are a lot more. There's a lot more theory crafting and build crafting there in terms of what pairs well together. So if you're going for that poison or bleed build, and finding perks that give you a chance to inflict any of those statuses just while you're attacking, or some of them are like combo finishers, inflict burn or bleed or poison. You can kind of start to mix and match and shape your build around that play style that you're going for.
So we're gonna play another level.
Yeah, we're waiting on you. Why don't you hit ready?
Oh wait, sorry, I was fixing my character here. I gotta be prepared.
Well, while he's doing that,
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, while he's doing that, can we kind of talk about cosmetics as well, and just some of the ways that you'll be able to acquire them in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll see I'm actually wearing a cosmetic set right now. This is what was given in our Founders Pack. It has this very stoic kind of color scheme. It looks awesome. And as you play through the game, there'll be a variety of ways to get cosmetics. The main way is through the curios. Every month there will be a new curio to get. It's kind of similar to games like Helldivers in how that's handled. There's a bit of like a progression system to the curio. So when you unlock it, you are able to purchase a variety of different things in there using the in-game currency of writs that you earn throughout gameplay. So yeah, you'll have capes, helmets, leg pieces, chest pieces, different weapons, all of that sort of stuff that there'll just be content rolling out as the game exists. We've already had a bunch of these curios since we launched early access, which is really cool. And there's going to be more. And there's other opportunities too. We'll actually have some stuff that come through limited time modes that we do. So in our last version update, we had a mode that we added called Time Trials, Courageous Time Trials. And in that mode, while you play it, you can earn new cosmetic pieces that way as well. So just play the game, you have a chance to unlock the new pieces, and you get some cool new stuff as a result of that. We're actually expanding that system when we bring back Time Trials shortly after the launch of the game. It's coming back, and it's one of those things where people gave us some feedback, and we took that feedback and just tried to make the mode better. So now, instead of cosmetics being a random drop for just playing through the mode, you actually will get tickets. Every time you play the game, you get a certain amount of tickets, and then you can go into the ticket exchange store, and you can purchase whatever cosmetic that you want if you have enough points. We also expanded the number of cosmetics that you can get from the event, too. So, once the game launches and we're ready to share all of those details, they'll be super exciting for players that maybe missed out on some of them in our last version update. And yeah, it's even better. That's a pretty core philosophy for us in general, is just we want to do some stuff, we think it's cool, and then we get the feedback from the community, and they have already had a bunch of feedback that has influenced the game dramatically in really good ways. Yeah. So it's been really fun.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, one other thing I want to dive into we haven't really talked about yet at all is, now that you've done this update coming off of Steam, is a big thing. There's essentially story mode in here now. And how is that going to play on the game? Because even earlier, while doing a gameplay, I was zooming out the map, and the world is very huge. So how much is story going to play an aspect in your discovery in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you touched on one thing about the world map. If you had played the Steam version in the past, anybody that's playing this new version will immediately see a difference.
Oh, yeah.
The world is completely redone, and it's technically smaller, but it's more compact with things to do. So instead of there being a lot of missions that maybe kind of felt very similar in the past, that's been condensed, and just more activities, more things to do, more of a critical path to go towards in the story as well, which kind of touches on the thing that you just talked about. And basically everything has been looked at with a fine-tooth comb, and we're just improving the experience, making the stakes higher, making the stakes more obvious to players as well, guiding them towards a critical path in the game that leads into this epic boss fight to conclude the current version of the story. And obviously we're going to add more to it. We're going to keep adding more to it. So this is just the beginning, and very shortly after launch, we'll have even more content that's going to be added that just expands on the lore of the game, the story content that you currently are enjoying, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, who worked on the soundtrack in this? Because it's really, really well done too.
Yeah, that's Austin Wintory. He has worked on a variety of games. Banner Saga is one of them as well. Yeah, his music's incredible. It's actually, just as of yesterday, it's on Spotify and YouTube Music as well. So.
Oh, the whole soundtrack?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that just happened yesterday. Yesterday in
cool.
the time of this recording, at least.
Yeah, nice.
Oof.
Yeah, this is the first boss that we actually tried out, Paris.
Yeah, at LA Gamescom. Yep.
Yeah.
So speaking of bosses, kind of talk about that. So we'll definitely encounter some mini bosses, but we'll see some unique, big bosses like this, throughout the game as well, I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. You will see a variety of bosses. In this fight right now, you're seeing a moment where a bunch of these pangors are spawning.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of serve as almost like a whack-a-mole type game. So, there's a lot of enemies that can spawn. However, you can prevent them from kind of over-cluttering the environment. You can try to kill as many as you can, and you're incentivized to do that. So right now, I'm over here playing the role of killing all the enemies while you guys tackle the boss fight.
Right.
Because the moment you have all the enemies in the playfield, it becomes a hell of a lot harder to play through. But yeah, every boss has its own gimmick. This gimmick for this boss is, hopping around, creating these shockwaves. You can jump over the shockwaves, and then it has that whack-a-mole game to it as well. So there's a lot of just things to think about as you play, and every boss fight has its own type of thing to learn, type of thing to kind of practice against, and just get better the next time you play it.
Is now that we're playing multiplayer instead of single player, is the bosses and the enemies a lot harder because there's multiple people playing, or is it similar to the single player?
Yeah, Chris, do you want to tackle it?
Yeah, I can talk about that a bit. Yeah, we have it scaling based on number of players. That way it's not like in the single player experience with lower health and damage and defense and whatnot. You guys, if we were in a multiplayer session, we would just absolutely crush it. So yeah, it's system is set to scale based on the amount of players to provide an adequate challenge, regardless of the player count.
And that's also based on level for each character too?
Well, it'll scale based on you're in whatever danger level that you guys selected, like with Isaac as the party leader.
Okay.
So yeah, the danger level factors into it as well, but yeah.
Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Yeah, if you selected a slightly higher one and I think you were saying before that your character was newer, you'll feel it.
Yeah,
it's almost done though.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where the higher the danger level, behaviors of enemies.
Yeah, you can thank me.
Oh,
So, thank you.
Yeah, I took him out.
It was totally all you.
Carried.
So this is a question I do have about, I'm playing in your world, so we're playing at danger level 2. So the gear that I'm getting is it says T2, which I've always assumed is just at danger level 2. Will I get any gear that will improve my character when I play at a lower danger level, or do I always need to be aspiring to get to that higher danger level to get better gear?
Yeah, Chris, I'll go first, but
okay.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So every time you get new gear, you may be getting better drops that maybe cater to a certain playstyle of yours that maybe your previous version of your gear didn't have. But you do want to aspire to that next danger level and get that next best thing as well.
Yeah, as I would assume. One other thing before I forget is, just now it showed that I have another skill point. So can you talk about how skill points, factor into this, as you're leveling up your character?
Yeah, absolutely. So the one of many of the new big things that's in the upcoming Towerborne update for game preview is the skill system. So this didn't exist in previous versions of the game, and this is a huge overhaul of the progression system for combat. And what ends up happening is every time you level up your character class, you'll get a skill point. And it works very similarly. If I had to compare it, it's kind of similar to a game like Kingdom Hearts, actually, where you'll have a pool of points that you can then allocate towards various skills, and you can turn those skills on and off whenever you want, really. So you can pick your focus skill, which is also new in this version of the game. You had your light focus skills and your heavy focus skills. Before, those were tied to specific weapons that you found. Well, now it's tied to the progression system. So once you reach a certain level, you can just have that focus skill and equip it if you want, and create combinations that maybe best suit your playstyle. So that's no longer determined by us. That it's kind of up to you. So that's one part of it, and each thing will cost a certain amount of points. So some of them cost more than others, and there's a bit of a risk reward there for you as a player, right? It's like, do you want more skills that maybe just add a little bit to your class, or do you want to equip something that costs a little bit more, but you have to have less skills as a result of that? But maybe they pack a bit of a bigger punch than you otherwise would have had. So there's a lot of player choice. There are things that relate to your weapon mechanic, which is your core skill for your class. These are very class dependent. So Sword and Shield, for example, the Sentinel class, that has the ability to block. Currently, it's the only class that can block. It can parry. It can do other stuff too, though. So you can activate this mode called Valor, which is also new. Before, Valor used to be a thing that would automatically proc after you've reached a certain threshold. Well, that's different now. Now you can activate it. So it's kind of like a Devil Trigger in Devil May Cry type thing. You press the button command when your meter is full, you go into this mode, and now you have new abilities that are unlocked. And you can pick what abilities you do while this ability is active. So a good example of that is Shield Surf. That's one of the later skills that you get, and you basically literally surf on your shield and start spinning like a maniac. You have another one that is a shield toss, and it's quite literally what it sounds like. You are Captain America, and you are throwing your shield, and you can bring enemies towards you, which is a whole new mechanic that didn't exist before. So you get to pick and choose which ones you want to do, and there's no respecking or anything like that. You can just immediately equip or unequip the skill, and you'll just refund your points immediately. So the idea here is you're able to customize and just play and try something, and if you don't like it, try something else. And really what we want to do is incentivize exploration of the combat system, exploration of each class. Some of these mechanics can drastically change how you play the game, and we have little skill previews as well that kind of show you all the different things that you could expect to see, and it's just kind of up to you to pick the right things. Many of them also amplify your build crafting. So if you're a bleed-centric build, you can find stuff for Sentinel that can be more bleed centric. It gives you access to do things with that bleed. For example, one of the skills makes your final hit of your heavy combo explode all of the bleed stacks that are on an enemy. So it consumes all of that and turns that into damage, which is really fun, and that can also hit nearby enemies. And then you also have stuff that allows you to do things that you couldn't do before, like air dodge, for example, or recover quickly in the air, or even do, if you're a fighting game person, you'll kind of recognize this terminology, wake up attack, which basically, if you're on the ground and you press the attack button, you'll do a retaliatory attack that is kind of extravagant and really cool and really fun. Basically, the class system allows you to do all of that sort of stuff, and it's up to you to pick which ones you want to use.
Now,
yeah, I just zoomed out. I zoomed out. Oh my God, so much.
Oh yeah, it's a ton. I want to put a pin in Golden Hunt because I definitely want you to talk about that, as we start to wrap this up. But like I said, we first played this game back in September or August, I guess it was, during the Gamescom time, and that was my first experience. And I've been a part of the Discord and the Steam Early Access since that point. So I've seen the progression that you've had with feedback from that side. But now you're flipping this over to Xbox, and I'm very curious your thoughts as far as excitement/nervousness going into this game preview on Xbox. What are your feelings on that? And, honest, and a lot of feedback that I've seen from the community, I know this is long-winded, I'm sorry, but a lot of feedback I've seen from the community has been about this going into game preview on Xbox and what they can expect. So are you treating this as additional feedback as you continue to push towards 1.0? What are your thoughts on that? And I'm sorry I was long-winded, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Chris, do you want to tackle that first? I can follow up from there.
So sorry, I was messaging somebody and I missed half that question.
Well,
No, it's fine. I'll go. It's
Sure.
fine. The short answer is super excited about the Xbox launch. I mean, we've done so many changes to the game that it's kind of hard to describe. It's like literally everything has transformed. The map is different. The combat progression is different. The enemies are different. We have new Umbra. We have all of these new things, and this is kind of the best version of the game. So it's one of those things where it's the best time to join. You know, we're maybe a week away from game preview, from launching, and you know, there's obviously the nervousness that comes from just any sort of release out in the wild, but there's a confidence that I have because we've made so many crucial and awesome changes to the game that really, like, all of the things that have come from game preview, all of the feedback, all of the improvements that we've done, it really does showcase the best of our efforts, and it's only going to get better from here. So I'm just very excited for both people that have played the early version of the game and have seen it grow, but I'm also really excited for people to just get into the game for the first time and have this whole new experience and just get wowed right from the get-go.
And I guess that's my follow-up to that. As far as this being game preview on Xbox, will there still be encouragement to, or a place for people to provide feedback as they start playing this in game preview?
Absolutely. The Discord right now is kind of the house for a lot of our feedback, but we get it everywhere. You know, we get it on all forms of social media. People also send us direct emails through like the ticketing system that we have there for reporting stuff. We have tons and tons of feedback avenues. Discord is definitely the best place to go for that. You'll also get, you know, an opportunity to play with the devs in Discord as well. Trisha, the CEO, she plays all the time with the community and hears all of the feedback, and all of that stuff gets filtered to us as well. A lot of us are very, very active on Discord, and if we're not active, we're still reading it.
Right.
Yeah, it's very communal in that kind of way. A lot of really awesome things have happened. We've also had, you know, some of the community members even play some content early to give us some feedback and help us shape what the future of the game is as well, which is really exciting. And yeah, we have no plans on stopping that. It's worked for us. The community likes it. We like it. So yeah, we're definitely going to keep incentivizing people to give us feedback, and it's great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Now, sorry, Danny. Go ahead.
I'm saying this is our first time playing 4-player right here, so it's been great. So, very challenging, but still good. Still good.
Yeah, I love the carnage of having 4 players in co-op. But I did want to bring back up the Golden Hunt because it was funny. I jumped into it, I guess, early before you actually announced it, and I had posted a video online. But can you kind of talk about what the Golden Hunt is and what people can expect for that coming up here on the 29th?
Yeah, absolutely. So I got to work pretty intimately on the Golden Hunt and Golden Week in general. So, you know, that's a holiday in Japan. Our VP of marketing had hit us up with an opportunity to do something, and I definitely wanted to. And it's a mini quest line that basically everybody will have access to starting at game preview launch. It's 3 quests, and you have an NPC character that you are introduced to, and they join you on your adventure. And the character's name is Shiro, and that character uses the Shadow Striker class, and also is the introduction to a brand new Umbra as well. Fans may have seen this Umbra in previous videos in the past, but it's Boshi, which is the one that looks like a bowl of ramen noodles. And yeah, you'll get to see that for the first time in gameplay with this quest. And yeah, you'll see some exciting stuff in each of the 3 quest lines that, if you're a longtime fan, it would be really cool to see. But even if you're just starting for the first time, it's just kind of this brand new, exciting piece of content where an NPC can actually join you in battle, which is something we haven't done before. So this is our first introduction to that idea as well.
Very nice. So I would assume this is something that, maybe on certain intervals that you would try and introduce, into the world for players with these kind of themed weeks of challenges and things to do.
Yeah, exactly. So, the quest line will have a few different quests to play through. There will be some supporting gameplay elements as well through the request board that kind of gives you more writs and more just XP for doing these types of activities. And yeah, this is something that is a new expectation to have for the game. There will be activities like this periodically added through the game's lifespan. There's also a curio that is themed towards Golden Week, which gives you an opportunity to look just like Shiro. And there's other things that are in the curio as well that give you more cosmetics, which is really fun. So yeah, this is a bit of a thing that I think as we progress through the life of the game, you're going to see more of this. So once again, just going back to feedback, this is another perfect opportunity for players to give us feedback after they've played the quest. What did they like? What would they like to see? Things like that. We're always listening because we want to do more stuff like this, and we have more stuff planned. And yeah, hopefully everybody enjoys the hunt, so to speak.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting seeing people's reaction once they start playing this next week.
Yeah, I mean, just the sentiment that I've seen from the community over the past few months with this game is there's definitely an anticipation for it. And that was kind of, I guess frustration might not be a strong word, but people seeing it on Steam and was just waiting for it to come on Xbox. And I know you as a studio had your reasons for starting on Steam, but yeah, I fully expect to see a lot of people on the 29th jump in and give this a try. And like we're doing right now with this 4-player co-op, it's just a blast to play.
Yeah. So I remember this enemy right here. He was a pain for the first time I tried to beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those enemies where like the attack timing is something you have to learn and get used to for sure.
Yeah, and the shield too he has. Pretty good.
Yeah, and when you fight this enemy at a different danger level, they start doing new tactics too. So you may learn how to do this fight at danger level 2, but then suddenly you're at danger level 3 or level 4, and now you have to kind of use different tactics, which is also really fun.
So I guess that is a question, because I know we're up to danger level 5 on this. Is that... All right, we're in game preview, we're at danger level 5, or could we expect that difficulty to continue to go up, as we, get towards 1.0 of Towerborne?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's nothing to announce right now, but, I think there's like a natural progression of logic that we can apply here. It's
right.
Like, hey, we have 5, should we have a 6? Should we have a 7?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to also hear the community's feedback on that. It's one of those things where, we can easily just keep expanding content in whatever way makes sense for the game. So if players want to see a danger level 8, we should look into that, and we should see what we'll do. We may already have some plans for some stuff in that area of the game, but just, we'll see. Please be excited is the way that I would say it.
Great job, everyone.
Yeah, great job. And I think we're like right at time as well. So
perfect timing.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Well, again, Isaac.
Anything else? Anything else, Paris? That's it?
No, I think that's all the questions I have. I think I've remembered everything I wanted to ask. But Isaac and Chris, I do appreciate you taking some time to kind of walk us through Towerborne and answer our questions about it. Like I said, again, it's coming out on April 29th on Xbox. It'll be as part of Game Pass. It's already on Steam, so people can jump in and check that out. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more people get a chance to check out, some of the new features that you've added with the stories, the quests, the weapons, the gear, all of that. It's been a blast to play over the past few months, and it's only getting better. So again, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, and that's it. I think we're good.
That was good. Perfect timing too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.